Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another exciting edition of Transformers Reviews. And today, guys, I'm happy to bring you guys Sluglinger with his Titan Master Caliburst. And I gotta admit, out of this wave that he came in, he's been the one I've been looking forward to in this wave. And I gotta say, I don't know why I've always liked it, just because his vehicle mode is unique. But anyway, let's take a look at his packaging. You see back here, kind of got there's Caliburst, showing he can fit, not in the cockpit, but again, we'll get to where he sits. And apparently, Caliburst power is, I'll just read it off the box, gives Sluglinger an ultra high speed fire blast. Less time Sluglinger spends taking out targets, the more time he has to brag about it. So, anyway, that aside, I'm really excited, so let's go ahead and not waste any more time, and let's see Sluglinger in his vehicle mode. Alrighty, everybody, so here is Sluglinger in his vehicle mode, and I gotta say, let's go ahead and take a look at his Titan Master first. I just have him plugged in on one of the, there's only, two places on top, I believe, just those two. Take a look at Caliburst here, and he's got a tiny bit of purple paint for his visor, but hey, I've seen Titan Masters with less paint on them, but overall, yeah, I mean, not too bad. Just it's a Titan Master. What can you say? I'm not too thrilled about small Transformers, but hey, considering he makes the head, that makes me care just a little bit more. And anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at the weapons also, just real quick. This one, I find it funny they had it combined in the packaging. I guess it was to save space and stuff. But you know what? We'll have to wait and see how it fits in his hand in robot mode. That may not be too bad. I mean, at the very least, I guess he could use it like 2 rifles. So anyway, we will come back to that. And I gotta say, I really do like this vehicle mode. It's not too bad. I love the thrusters on the back, and I love the fact that the wings are just ever so slightly bent. Now, looking at this, I thought, man, I've seen, these form the legs and stuff. I was like, I've seen that on like a couple different versions of, I guess they altered the mold, and I was like, where have I seen that before other than in photos? And I got to thinking, hold up. I was like, huh. Yeah, what do you know? You look at it, sure enough, it was the legs from I was just like, are you guys serious? Well, I mean, it's not really that big of a surprise when you think about it. But anyway, back to Sluglinger. I gotta say that, and yes, this is trigger happy. It took me a minute to remember that. But I gotta say that it's really kind of a sleek fighter. I mean, and like I said, the double cockpit, I mean, it's a little, I don't know why you would have a jet with 2 cockpits, but whatever. I mean, it kind of helps with the whole aesthetic of it. And obviously they're a mirror of each other. This side has a blaster over here. This side, there's none on the interior bit. But yeah, I really do like it. I think it's one of my favorite jet molds. So, and let's go ahead and take a look at, this is where Caliburst, his little cockpit area. I'm not sure how much you can see. It's got a little console in there, a little seat, so nice little bit of detailing in there. We'll go ahead and drop him in there real quick. And there's a specific way he's supposed to sit in there too. See if I can figure, yeah, just had to push him down a little bit. Alrighty, and I did notice on this one, if you look, there are no 5mm peg ports on top. They're actually on the bottom. Now with me, I guess it's just my OCD, and I have always said that I appreciate Hasbro giving us places to store weapons and stuff. However, in this case, it's my OCD. I just don't like jets that are carrying stuff that's asymmetrical. Like with the Combiner Wars figures, how they had, like the huge gun over here, and then they had their little tiny rifle over here. And these two are a little bit more in scale with each other, so it doesn't bug me as much. Plus the wings are a little bit bigger, so it helps kind of, I don't know. It's just, like I said, it's my OCD. But if you so choose, you can now have him decked out with his guns on the underside of his wings. And overall, it's a great vehicle mode. I guess he doesn't have any landing gear. That's something I should have checked before doing this bit. Anyway, yeah, overall, I mean, if you want a scale of out of 10, I hate to give it a 10 because I that's like reserved for like a rarely good deal. But you know what? Shoot, I'm gonna give it a 10 for jet mode. Wow, that's a record on this channel. 10 for the vehicle mode. There we go. So yeah, I mean, it's just that good, and I like it just that much. It's simple, but it's clean, and solving this weapon problem, you know, hey, that's a feat worthy of 10. So anyway, let's go ahead and do some comparisons. One of the ones that I've been really wanting to compare him with, and I love how the intakes you can kind of see. See, another thing warranting a 10. So we'll go ahead and take his weapons off the side. We have another iteration of Slugslinger. Now this Slugslinger has appeared on this channel before whenever they reused Slugslinger's mold to make Air Razor. So anyway, I mean, true, it's nowhere near as a superior figure as the Titan's Return version, just because this one has some flimsy issues. But I mean, it's not, I mean, when you're comparing the two, I mean, you want to talk about general shapes, I mean, it does pay a little bit of homage to this Slugslinger. So I gotta say though that yeah, that's cool. I mean, I could put them on the shelf as, you know, as a generational iterations of Slugslinger if I wanted to do so, and I wouldn't feel bad about doing that. So the one thing this thing does have that this one doesn't, he actually has landing gear. But that aside, let's go ahead and we kind of really quickly showed him off against Trigger Happy here. And I mean, these two jets, yeah, I mean, the styling, I mean, just, they look really good together. So I mean, if I wanted to keep, you know, the Decepticon Titan Masters that are jets, yeah, I mean, these guys look good together. So I gotta say, I am really happy about that, how this turned out. I can't compliment it enough. So anyway, all right, well, let's go ahead and we'll turn him back into robot mode and see how he fares there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here we have Slugslinger in his robot mode, and you know what, I mean, yeah, I like it, I dig it. You know, something about me, I don't know what it is, even with the wings, like, I have a feeling I should hate how low they are, but for some odd reason, I really don't. It does something for his robot mode that, like, because I know it's connected up here to the jet cockpits, and I mean, yeah, I love the overall setting. Now, robot mode is not as clean as I wish it would be. The only reason I say that is due to the way that it connects together, like here on his wrist, both of his wrists. He's got the deal that plugs into his leg bits later on. Plus, you've got these same sort of issue down here on the legs for where it plugs in jet mode. So it's not as clean as I would like it, but that's not too terrible. Matter of fact, I love, I mean, because we haven't seen this sort of torso before. I'm loving the stickers and just everything about it. I mean, it's just so cool. Now, I had a thought. If any of you have ever seen a movie from the 90s, it was a Disney movie called The Rocketeer. It wasn't as big in the movie, but his jetpack had kind of a similar deal like what Slugslinger's going on here, and just a little fun fact. And even though they did reuse the legs from Trigger Happy, I don't see them as that, mainly because they got stickers and different paint on them. But yeah, overall, robot mode, even from the back, it's not too terrible. I don't know what it is. Just every once in a while you come across a Transformer that it just defies explanation as to why you like it. Just something visually pleasing. Alright, well, before I drool all over myself and start repeating myself 1,000 times over, which if I have, I apologize. Here he is with his one rifle. And I mean, as a rifle, it's not too bad. I mean, it's kind of, yeah, it's okay. And here he is with his Titan Master double-barrel blaster, which, you know what, I mean, I to be honest, I kind of like it a little bit better than this one. But just, yeah, I mean, hey, if you wanted to dual wield like that, that's, hey, perfectly fine. That's cool. I'm glad it works. But let's go ahead and see how it would look together. Not that much of an improvement. I'm not too crazy about it. It just kind of looks funny, but I've seen far worse combiner weapon. Yeah, well, you know what I mean. Weapons that are combined. So, yeah, I'll probably just go ahead and keep them individually dual wield. That's just a preference. I mean, that doesn't make this thing any less superior. I mean, if anything, it gives this little thing right here a little bit more distant. Ooh. From this angle, it doesn't look too bad. Now I consider that it gives a little bit more length on the gun. And if you wanted to have a Titan Master in there, let's go ahead and we'll just take this one right here, regardless of who it might be. And we'll just go ahead and fit him in there. Oh, it's just one of those where you have to do it beforehand. Should have done this with Caliburst. Ah, there we go. Aha! So you could have your little Titan Master here. You know, if this is plugged into someone's base mode, then they could go ahead and use this as a little bit. Ah, there we go. I guess like that. Yeah, it's weird how that works. Anyway, regardless, go ahead and pull him off there. We'll go ahead and we will compare him with his Energon variation, which for a character that didn't appear in Energon, I don't mind this Sluglinger at all. I mean, there's a reason I have him. Anyway, but between the two, if you were to strip off just down to the core, you know, core robot without the fins or the wings or anything else, he's actually a little more bulky. So yeah, he's got his core robot has overall more bulk, but he's got more flared out stuff. So yeah, again, if I was gonna do like a generational thing of Sluglinger, I would not mind putting these two guys together. They are different styling, that is true, but I mean, yeah, it's just different versions of the same character. So anyway, all right, and we'll go ahead and compare him to Trigger Happy here, and let's go ahead and let's just flare out his wings a little bit too. You don't need that gun, it's okay. Yeah, I like it. Yep. They look great together too. So I think overall though, even though this is his head, I do like Cloudburst head a little bit more. So if we can kind of compare, just because it's a little bit unique, maybe it reminds me of Breakdown from Transformers Prime. And if we look, I forgot to do this right off the bat. If you look at Sluglinger, he's kind of got like his eyes are definitely red, but he's got this like Starscream kind of smirk on his face, which is kind of funny, which just scores more points in my book. So he is going to look good with a lot of different Transformers. Matter of fact, while I'm thinking about it, we'll go ahead and we'll compare him to. See, he looks good. He looks good with figures like Overlord. Yeah, I mean he would go good with these guys for certain, no doubt. I love how that despite all the unique color tones and patterns between all the Decepticons, I just love the fact that visually they all look good together. The Autobots are a little bit different, but you know, the Decepticons for certain, they all look good together. So yeah, now vehicle mode got a 10. I'm going to go ahead and give this one like a 9.2 to 9.5, just because there are a few slight issues with it, that it's not as clean, plus the gun is not totally perfect when it's combined stuff, but hey, it's up there in the 9s. So anyway, yeah, if you were going to ask for a recommendation, yes, this thing is just, I mean, if it scores that high, then yeah, you can consider that a recommendation, especially with vehicle mode. Anyway, guys, that has been the review for Titan's Return Sluglinger with Caliburst. And anyway, guys, if you want to, I will go ahead and I will be doing a review on him and the Transformers Prime Beast Hunters Optimus Prime. So anyway, look for those reviews. And until then, guys, we will see you in the next review.